wish someone told me earlier when I was beginning my business journey that it's not just about opening a business and offering services that would actually make the business successful, but it came down to more than just strategy and skill. It came down to mindset. And I like to use this analogy. I mean, when we look at a Ferrari, we look at the outward appearance of it. We see the Ferrari, how well it's been built and put together and how pleasing it looks to the eye. But not really anyone, when they see a Ferrari, is looking at the engine. When a Ferrari is parked up, you're just seeing how nice the car looks. Until the car starts, you hear the engine and you're like, wow. But what we fail to realize is the importance that the engine has to the actual car. Because if that Ferrari is just sitting there with no engine, it's not really a valuable car then, because it's not moving. It's not actually accomplishing what it needs to do. It's the same in business. If we just open a business and yes, we do this, we offer these services without having key components to the business in place, for instance, the engine, meaning the brain, if the brain of the actual business is not firing on all cylinders, and what I mean by that is when you look into an engine, you see there's components in there, different components that do different things, meaning as well as the brain of a business, you need to have systems, processes, you need to have a good team behind you, because everyone needs to be functioning and operating in their departments so that the success of the business is being driven forward. It's the same with a car, with a Ferrari. Not a lot of people really give the engine the credit that's due. Now, I can go even deeper. I mean, we can have the car there, we can have the outward shell of the car, we can have the engine. Without the fuel to actually fuel the engine, then the car still isn't going. So we realize there's another component that's super important, which is the fuel to actually fuel the engine, which then the engine moves the car. And if the car has no engine, then it's useless. And if the car has both the shell and the engine but no fuel, it's useless still, because it's only going to sit there. And what we have to understand that is the fuel to your business is sales. A lot of times we really don't understand that. We spend so much time on the aesthetic side of the business. We make the business look fancy, the sign, the things you offer, the services in the clinic. You make sure you have all the top of the range things. It looks great. But if you're not great at sales, the business is going under, because sales is super important to move the business forward. It's the driving force. But then sales without a good leader in place and a good team and good systems and processes is also what can fail. So you realize that collectively there's many components that go into a business to actually make it successful.